In the heart of the city, tucked away in a quiet corner, sits an apartment bathed in the golden glow of afternoon sunlight streaming through large bay windows. Here in this sanctuary of solitude, a young woman is giving the place a once-over. The real estate agent follows closely behind her, ready to answer any questions she might have. But this is no ordinary showing. As the woman begins to explore the apartment, she finds herself inexplicably drawn to the agent. And the more time she spends in the apartment, the more she feels a connection with him. She lingers by the windows, tracing their sills, while he stands patiently nearby. When they pause in the hallway, he doesn't move away when she stops. Instead, he stays close, sensing her thoughts. The woman hesitates, torn between her attraction to him and the need to maintain professionalism. She doesn't answer right away, wanting to test him further. As the showing continues, the woman becomes increasingly distracted by the agent's presence. The woman turns back to face him, meeting his gaze directly. There's a magnetic pull between them, and the agent pauses, gauging her reaction. The woman stays still, her eyes locked onto his. She doesn't shy away from his intensity. She finds them intense and unwavering. He murmurs something, but she doesn't hear the words. She's lost in the intensity of his gaze. They hold on to each other, finding balance. The agent shifts, moving closer. The sunlight streams through the window, bathing them in its glow. The agent tightens his grip, holding her close. The woman leans in, melting into his embrace. The woman's head falls back against the windowsill. The woman tilts her head back, giving him access to her neck. The agent's fingers brush against her skin, and she shivers. He guides her to the window, and they stand there in silence. She finds herself leaning towards him, testing his reactions. The woman leans in, surrendering to the moment. The agent's fingers brush against her arm. He doesn't push, but the contact sends shivers down her spine. She looks back at him, intrigued by what he's hinting at. The agent steps closer. He's now right behind her. His hand hovers near the small of her back. She doesn't move away. The agent moves in front of her, blocking the sunlight. His hand rests on her side, anchoring her there. He doesn't press her, but his presence is felt. The woman's breath hitches slightly. She's aware of every sense, every sensation. He doesn't touch her, but she can feel the heat of his body near hers. The woman senses his hesitation and turns her head to look at him. Their eyes meet, and for a moment, there's a spark between them. Part of her is surprised by his boldness, but another part is curious. She isn't sure what she wants just yet, but she doesn't pull away. In the bedroom, she walks towards the window, allowing the sunlight to illuminate her figure. He watches her, his gaze unwavering. In the quiet of the apartment, the woman feels a shift in the atmosphere. When she turns, she sees a different side of the agent. He's no longer just a realtor. There's a depth in his eyes, a hint of something more. They stand in the hallway, and he tells her that she would make the space feel like home. The woman pauses, considering his words. The woman feels the weight of his presence behind her. His hand lingers on her back casually, as if it belongs there. She takes a deep breath. He doesn't move. The quiet stretches, punctuated only by the creak of the floorboards. Finally, he speaks, his voice low and close to her ear. The agent moves slightly, stepping closer. They stand in the hallway, and the agent asks if this is okay. He steps closer still, but doesn't invade her space. The agent leans in slightly, and the woman holds his gaze. He steps into her personal space, but doesn't push his advantage. The woman leans back against the cool glass, feeling grounded by its contact. The woman turns her head slightly, seeking his eyes. The agent shifts his position, stepping closer. He pauses near her collarbone, his hand hovering just above her clothing. She reaches for his hair, intertwining her fingers. In the quiet of the apartment, they stand together, lost in the moment.